Fox and Friends says that it's ironic. I don't think that's the definition of ironic, but if Alanis Morissette songs is the limit of your understanding of the definition, then perhaps that seems ironic to you. I don't know. And here is where I think we'll end on. What Donald Trump, Kevin McCarthy, or the Republicans or whatever say about these documents doesn't really matter. One, because they're lying. They're not gonna actually say what they mean. They're gonna say what is politically opportunistic. What the media says though, again, it's just gonna be so depressing. Because we already have on CNN, CNN analyst says to Poppy Harlow, well, this makes it almost impossible to charge Trump over the Mar-a-Lago raid. What are you talking about? First of all, let's say that in this fantasy land we've constructed, they did the same thing, which they didn't, that it sounds like we need to charge both. That is how that would actually work. Crimes don't generally cancel out. If I murder a member of your family and you murder a member of mine, we're not good. We're both bad at that point. And so, but again, it's not the same thing. Like we keep being told that the fact that Trump violated the law by having the documents is not enough. I think it should. They say it's not. Okay. Under my standard, Biden would be in more trouble. Under the standard they want, it's all about intent. Did you mean to steal? So what was your frame of mind? It all goes into your brain cells. Well, Donald Trump has shown many, many times that his intent was to steal the documents, that he knew he had them. He didn't care if they were properly stored, and he tried to maintain his hold on them through multiple rounds of the government trying to recover them. There is literally nothing like that in this record for Joe Biden. And so if the standard is gonna be what they say it is, that it's all about intent, frame of mind, motive, then no, this does not make it anywhere near impossible to charge Trump. Trump is the one with the frame of mind and the motive. He clearly wanted to steal it. But anyway, I think you were alluding to this, Yaz, earlier, that the media was going to like very eagerly, what about on this?
Yeah, and it's all very predictable. But first of all, I will say that I really enjoy your dramatic readings of Republican tweets. And I think if you're looking for a TikTok niche to capitalize on, I think that could maybe be it for you. But to the story, the difference here is the difference between making a mistake, confessing to it before being caught, and then taking steps to remedy the situation, which is what we saw with Joe Biden, compared to an intentionally committed crime, then the crime being denied, then refusing to cooperate with officials who are kind of giving you an out. If he had just given over the documents to the National Archive, he might have been okay, or he would have been a lot better off than he is currently. Definitely. And then once he was publicly caught and embarrassed by the whole situation, he claimed victimhood. That's not what we're seeing coming out of the Biden camp right now. The differences are very obvious, but the politicization of events are going to muddle what should happen. What will likely happen as a result of the revelation. It shouldn't, but it will.
I think you're 100% right. If the news update about the documents for Trump was that they requested them, and 9 months after he left office, they gave them back, and that was it, and they gave them all back, we would talk about it. And I know that if you're a Republican, you think that we would equally freak out compared to what we actually did. You're wrong. We wouldn't.
I don't think so, yeah.
It's the fact that they repeatedly tried to hold on to them, and then everyone on the right defending it, tripping over themselves to come up with some fake excuse for why it was acceptable. They're proving, by the way, that they did not think it's acceptable, because they're saying about Joe Biden, again, who did do the same thing, that it's not. He would have gotten away with very little of an issue. It wouldn't have stood up, certainly in comparison to things like the coup that he tried to pull or anything.
I mean, they definitely kind of dig themselves into their own holes with all the excuses that they make on one hand, and then they try to like undo those excuses whenever the same thing or similar something happens on the other side. So there's no consistency in their messaging, and then they just come off as huge hypocrites.
100%.